Yo, Colin Kaepernick protested because he believes that his people are being oppressed. Christians are now speaking out. Josh Firestein, who's a well-known Christian, posted a picture saying, "Hey, if you support this guy, Colin Kaepernick, delete me on Facebook or whatever." Marcus, also who's a well-known Christian, posted the same picture. Like even shared Josh's picture. Supporting that comment or whatever. And then another girl who's supposedly Christian or believes in God started talking about it. Her name was Tommy Laren or something like that, from Final Thought or whatever. And now people are asking me, because I'm Christian, what do I think about all this madness? Do I support him and do I not? To be honest, my opinion doesn't even matter, because it's not gonna save anybody. It's not gonna. What's my opinion? I don't know why you guys ask me these questions. My opinion doesn't matter. What I think. It doesn't matter what I think about this situation, because it's not gonna save anybody from death or hell or whatever, right? But here's what I think. I think let them protest, man. We're in a country where you can do that. If you let the other people get mad, if they want to be mad and they want to force a guy to conform to what they believe in, that I don't support. I don't support that at all. We came from a long line. Us Christians came from a long line of protesters. So us Christians shouldn't be even saying anything about this, because number one, it's not a violent protest. He's not out there rioting somewhere, right? And number two, we are in a country where he can freely do that, right? He can freely believe what he wants to believe and protest whatever he wants to protest. As long as it's not violent, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with that, right? And so Christians shouldn't be saying anything about this anyway, because we came from a long line of protesters. Colin Kaepernick believes that his people are being oppressed, and he has a good reason to believe that. And he protested silently. He kneeled down and didn't sing or put his hand over his heart when the Star Spangled Banner was being played or whatever. That's fine with me. He can do whatever he wants to do. I'm not going to force him to believe what I believe. You know what I mean? And anyway, like for us Christians, we shouldn't be forcing people to believe how we believe, because that's the reason why. That's kind of the reason why Martin Luther protested. You get what I'm saying? So we're doing Christians. Well, these particular Christians, Josh, I can't say his name. Josh Fierstein, and Marcus David. Is that his name? Marcus Rogers and Tommy. I don't know their names. Josh, Marcus, and Tommy, right? They're doing exactly the same things that we protested back in the day. We're trying to force people, or we're trying to talk people into believing what we believe, right? We're trying to get people to believe what we believe, and we're trying to talk bad to them or about them or whatever. Back in the day, the Pope was in a worse way, trying to get Christians to believe what he believes, right? The Pope and the church, they were trying to get Christians to believe what they believe, and they started killing people for it. They started killing Christians because they didn't worship on Sunday. They worshipped on Sabbath. They started killing Christians for reading the Bible, because they got Bible in their hand. And so we got tired of that, and we protested. We left. We left England. We left the church. We came to a country, America, where we can believe what we want to believe freely, right? And us Christians, us Christians in the U.S. we got our start that way, because Martin Luther protested, and then came John Huss and Wycliffe and the Waldenses, and now we're here. We left the mother church. We came to a land where there's no pope and there's no king. And so I think we shouldn't let him just let him protest, man. You know what I mean? Like let him do his thing. Christians, I'm talking to Christians only. All the other people, atheists, you can do whatever you want, right? But Christians, come on. Like we came from protesters. We came from a long line of protesters. To be honest, our protest goes way back, not just from John Huss and Wycliffe and Martin Luther, but it goes all the way back to, if you go back to Daniel 3, similar situation, right? Similar situation. At the sound of this music, Star Spangled Banner, you're gonna stand up and put your hand over your heart and sing the tune. Sing this with us. If not, you're not patriotic, right? Back in Daniel 3, at the sound of the music, you're going to bow down to this statue. If you don't, you're going to the fiery furnace. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego protested. Same thing. So, do I support Colin Kaepernick's protest? It's not that I support it or not support it. I just support his freedom of speech, his choice to say or express himself, right? He believes that his people are being oppressed. Let him express himself by protesting. What's wrong with that? As long as it's not violent or he's not rioting somewhere, I'm okay with it. I really don't care. And my opinion doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna make it matter, because here's what I'm gonna say. There's gonna be a time, I believe, studying the Bible and things like that. There's gonna be a time where we're going to protest. Christians, we're gonna protest, and I'm not talking about a violent riot filled protest. I'm talking about we're gonna have to stand up for what we believe in. And there's going to be division. You guys can see it already. You guys can see it in my posts. You guys can see it in other people's posts. There's going to be a division between Christians. Those who keep the commandments of God and those who say, you don't have to keep the commandments of God. Right? There's going to be a division. And those who keep the commandments of God are going to be picked on. And you guys do know that the mark of the beast is about worship, right? It's connected to worship. It's connected to the keeping of the commandments of God. That's why in Revelation it says, John saw a group of people and he asked the angel, he said, who are these people? And the angel said, here are they who keep the commandments of God in the faith of Jesus, right? Keep the commandments of God in the faith of Jesus. And on the opposite side, there are going to be a group of people who have the mark of the beast and worship the beast. If you're not keeping the commandments of God, you're worshiping something else. In this case, it's the beast. So, what do I say about the Colin Kaepernick protest? Let him protest, because it's going to soon be us. And I believe that with all my heart and all my belief and my faith, if that makes sense. Because I read it in the Bible and I study it. So let him do his thing, man. This is not even that much. It's not even a big deal. I mean, it is, but in the spiritual view, it's not a big deal. Let him protest. Let him do his thing. It's a free country. Stop forcing people to believe what you believe. We protested because of that theme right there. Forcing people to believe something. That's why we Christians protested. That's why we have Protestant churches in this country. So that's what I think. That's my final thoughts. This is Tommy. No, I'm just playing. This is. I'll see you guys later. Yeah. Peace out. Praise God always. That's all I gotta say.